millionaires and billionaires. What happened? Oftentimes, many of us left Africa, okay, for greener pasture. Many people said, you know what, there's something wrong with Africa. They wanted an environment where things work, where things are better. And so they picked up that. The question now is, how come some of us, despite picking greener pastures, how come you still find people living from paycheck to paycheck? You still find people really, really struggling in this part of the world. What happens? What is going on? Why are people still struggling in this part of the world? What's the issue really? And that's what we want to look at today. Today we want to look at why are Africans in diaspora still living from paycheck to paycheck. First of all, let me tell you this. A lot of Africans in diaspora are really, really struggling. Financially, really, really struggling. And I've seen it over and over again. And I have come to a realization that it's about the habits. And I'm going to be sharing 3 reasons why Africans in diaspora don't become millionaires and billionaires. And I want you to listen very carefully so that if you live in the diaspora, you can work on these things, okay? So that you can overcome that. Right now, as I speak to you, there's a whole lot of grant going on. There's personal grant, there's grant for children, there's grant for business, there's grant for individuals, all manner of grants, COVID grants going on, particularly in the US. Okay? Many have collected that grant. Many Africans have collected that grant. In fact, I was just being told of a story of a man. He got a pastor, he's even a pastor. He got one of those business grants. And the first thing he did was to go and buy a $50,000 car. Okay? $50,000 car. I'm even told they had to arrest him because he couldn't even analyze and account for what he's going to do with the balance of the money. Okay? And this was a grant, a loan taken from the government. But that's what you see oftentimes. Many people are not poor, okay, even when they come to US, UK, Canada, because they are supposed to be poor. Elon Musk, many of you don't know, part of his parents are South African, some other part, actually South African. Then they moved to Canada. But Elon Musk has been able to become the richest man in the world. He's an immigrant. He's an immigrant. When you hear American dream, it's real. It's because of people like Elon Musk that is the proof that you can come from nowhere, move to America, and become a billionaire. But why are we not seeing black people become billionaires, immigrants who are blacks? Why are they not coming to this part of the world and taking over? Even in London, the mayor of London is Pakistani origin, right? India, Pakistan. Why? What's happening to black people? Why are we not building massive wealth? And I'm going to share. The first one is fear. Can everybody type fear? The first reason why we come to this part of the world and we're still doing security jobs, still living from paycheck to paycheck, still struggling and homeless and moving around illegal alien, not struggling to perfect our documents and our citizenship in this part of. Number one is fear. Everybody type fear. Fear of the unknown. You come to this part of the world, they tell you, oh, don't open company. And I'm just wondering, it costs literally less than $200 to open a corporate account, to open a registered business in the US. Some states is $50. In the UK, it's £100. Some of you have been living in diaspora for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. You don't even have a registered company. Right now, they've been giving grants to registered businesses. Many of you, the reason you didn't even get is because you couldn't even confidently open your business account, a corporate account, just even registering the business. One of the funny things with the grants that is being given In many countries now, they're not even asking whether you've done business with that. How many of you remember, those of you heard me teach about this last year, when I was saying that even if you don't know what you will do, still go and register a corporate register your business. If you are in diaspora, if you remember, type I remember. If you didn't remember, type I didn't remember. How many of you remember last year? I remember saying this. I said, even if you don't know what the company will be doing, go and register the company, right? This year now, this is, Joe Biden's grant is the third grant for businesses, second or third to businesses. Bailout, some are grants, some are loan you don't need to pay back. Since pandemic started, literally between 2020 and 2021, you're having hundreds of thousands being given to people just because they have a registered business. But you know why many don't even have a registered business? Fear. Just afraid. Afraid to even open a registered account. Okay? Malcolm, you remember, Abi? I said this. If you remember that I thought about people opening a registered account. And some people, and sometimes when I teach here, some people will just come and talk rubbish. Hey, what are you talking about? Yeah. Right? Not too long, we see it happen. Businesses have been given millions of dollars. Bailout money, loan, grants. Okay? Some people didn't take it because they don't even have a registered company. A registered company that you can do easily. But fear. I'm afraid I'm not yet a citizen. Are you kidding me? I don't live in America. I don't live in the UK. I'm not a citizen of America, a citizen of UK. I have 4 registered businesses here. I don't live here. And you will be counting. Well, I thank God, I've been, I want to share testimony of how I came to America. This is my 10th year in America. Go and use it to collect money in the bank. There's nothing special about living in America. It is not a testimony that you live in America or you live in Canada or you live in US. It's what you turn that to. Is what you make of you being in a particular environment that determines whether it makes sense or not. It's insanity to be celebrating that you live in UK or live in America. There is nothing special there. It's when you turn your living in America, living in the UK, living in Canada, living in Germany to owning businesses that are making millions of dollars. Now we need to celebrate. Now we need to share testimony. It's when you've built businesses that are running to billions of dollars. Now we need to go and give testimony. But that you live in that part of the world is no testimony, ladies and gentlemen. It's no testimony. It's no testimony. And until we overcome the fear of just being who we need to be. Is this making sense, guys? If it's making sense, type it makes sense. I want you to share this video 50 times, guys. Share this video. If it's making sense, type it's making sense. And I'm sharing this to encourage and motivate us to be the best version of you. Please don't live in diaspora for title's sake. Make something great with your life. Build something good with your life. Become somebody of value. Even in this part of the world. Remember how you left Nigeria. Remember how you left Kenya. Remember how you left Cameroon. Remember what you told people. That Cameroon isn't working. Africa has failed. Nigeria has failed you. Oh, and that you're going to greener pasture. Some of you sold your houses. You sold all your cars. Some of you, your family member gathered money. Some took loan. And helped you to come to the diaspora. What have you made of your life? Right? Listen, and I've always said this. Cry out for help. If you're struggling to make something great with your life, ask for help. Ask questions. Those who ask questions don't miss it. Everybody is not struggling in America. Everybody is not struggling in the UK. Everybody is not struggling in Canada. Some people know the solution. You just need to ask questions. You just need to look for who can help you. But to sit down and live in fear and take $20 an hour for the rest of your life. It does not make sense. It does not lead anyone to greatness. $10 an hour, $15 an hour cannot help you, because remember, 40% of that money goes to tax, goes to the government. You can't build something great that way. Again, if this is adding value to you, type adding value, adding value. Share this video 50 times if it's adding value on Voice Facebook group, WhatsApp group, LinkedIn group, across all social media. Share, share, share. So, number one reason why you see Africans in diaspora, they don't become millionaires here, despite all the opportunities. They don't become billionaires here, despite all the opportunities. Do you know Elon Musk has become a billionaire in America? In less than 30 years of moving to America, a billionaire, the richest man in the world, Elon Musk. He moved from, of course, South Africa to Canada, then Canada, he moved to the US. And in less than 30 years, he's risen to become the richest man. Why are other people not doing it? Why are those with black skin not doing it? The opportunities are here, are they not? Good business climate. Good climate that supports your business, good ideas, good environment. But what are you doing with it? When everybody come here, they tell you to go and be doing security job and then go to nursing school. Must everybody become a nurse? That is arrant nonsense. If you come to diaspora again and they tell you all you need to do is to become a nurse, tell them Dr. Stephen Akita say rubbish, nonsense. It's a lie. Pure lie. You do not need to become a nurse to make it here. You do not. Everybody's having to be a nurse. Everybody's having to do a healthcare. You don't need to do that. There are many other opportunities that will turn your life around. Many opportunities. And you need to look for them. When you come into a new environment, don't let fear, okay? Don't let fear take over you. Be careful, oh, be careful, oh. It's nursing we all did. You to go and enroll in nursing. Your degree here is useless. You will see somebody who has PhD, masters in engineering, come to America, come to Canada, come to UK, and then he will not go back to nursing school. Come on. Come on. I mean, this is common sense. He will not go back, now start odd jobs while he's now in nursing school. Who is advising you guys? Where are you picking all this nonsense from? He will not literally use another 5 years to go to nursing school. Right? Now, the nursing school. What is the highest a nurse is paid? Oh yeah, let's even analyze it. What is the highest that a nurse is paid? What's the highest? When you look at the rate of mental, illness, right? Amongst Africans these days is alarming. If you agree with me, type I agree. The rate at which we're having our people run mad. The rate at which Africans in diaspora are beginning to have mental illness. It's getting to an alarming rate. Do you know why? We are social people. This climate is not the way we are wired. Africans are wired to be socialists, to jump up and down, greet, go for party, sit in their neighbor house, gist and talk and enjoy themselves. You come to this part, you do 15 hours. 15 hours work. Because many of you are having to do overtime to make up, because usually the overtime money is even more than your major salary. So you're having to do overtime. You literally lose your mind in the process of just, money. You make this money, good number of it goes to government. Okay, at the end of the day, you are living paycheck to paycheck, paycheck to paycheck, paycheck to... The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. That's not how you become wealthy. You don't do the same thing over and over, the same thing. And it's not working, but you keep doing it. Well, it doesn't make any sense. The other time I came, we heard of a story of a man, he shot his wife, an African, shot his wife, shot his wife, his children, and killed himself. An African. Right? And this is because we are not conscious of our mental health. You come to this part of the world, rat race, rat race. If you don't do, you will lose your house, you will lose your car. So you now start worshiping your house, worshiping your car. All your life is about your house and your car. Stop living in fear. You know what's funny? Because of COVID-19, majority of us have been allowed to work from home. Is that correct? If it's correct, type is correct. If it's not correct, type is not correct. Right? Majority have been allowed to work from home because of COVID-19. Can I shock you? Despite that you are now allowed to work from home, many of us have not started our business. Because working from home then makes it a lot flexible. Because now I expect many of you are now having to work from home with your computer, reporting. This is the time you could start e-commerce business. This is the time you could start freelance business. This is the time you could start, several other businesses on the side. But many of us are still not doing that. You're still in fear that what if I do it? What if they know? What if something happens? I just need to be careful. We just have to be careful. Oh. Listen to me. The higher the risk, the higher the reward. Nobody ever becomes successful without taking risk. The whole concept of wealth creation is somebody who took risk. Money is a reward for the risks you've taken. Everybody write that down. I want you to write it down. Let me know you are following me. Money is a reward for risk you have taken. Money is a reward for risks you've taken. So we have to wake up and begin to say, how do we start taking business risk? How do we start taking investment risk? Okay? How do we turn back the hands of time for our people? Again, if this is of value, just type value, value, value. Share this video 50 times. I want this video to go viral. We need to help our people. We need to help our people. It's one of the reasons why I wrote this book, and you need to get the book. The Billionaire Habit is a book opening your mind to changing the way you think. How do you begin to think like a billionaire? I started my own business in Nigeria, ladies and gentlemen, with 1,000 naira 13 years ago. 1,000 Nigerian naira. I've built a multi-billion, naira corporation today. You can Google my name for those of you who are just meeting me. Now I have office in Dubai. I have office in Nigeria. I have office in US. I'm opening our Florida office, next week. Many of you can join us. I'm opening our London office upper week. From 1,000 naira business 13 years ago in Nigeria. If I can do it, you can do it. Stop living a life of fear. And you can do it legally, legitimately. You do not need to steal somebody's money. You do not need to be a thief, a crook. You do not need to do yahoo yahoo. You do not need to cut corners. You can make clean money and live a life of peace and sleep well and travel anywhere in the world. If they harass you, you harass them back, telling them you are legit. That is the kind of life I wish for Africans. That's the kind of life I want our people to have. That's the kind of life that we must fight for. It's worth fighting for. It's worth doing everything to get. It's worth taking risk even if it doesn't happen. But you have to wake up and say, enough is enough of rat race. Enough is enough of paycheck to paycheck. Enough is enough of $20 an hour. It cannot help anybody become anything. I have to begin to think of wealth creation. Again, if you're enjoying this type, I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this. A lot of you are on my neck for my book. Okay? Just visit the website. I'm going to pin the website. Are you ready for number 2? Okay? If you're ready for number 2 reason why Africans don't become millionaires and billionaires in diaspora, despite all the opportunities that exist here. Despite all the good things, all the government policies that favors entrepreneurship, even tax favors entrepreneurship, right? Tax. Do you know that you pay less? Okay? You pay less if all your expenses are done from your business. You pay less, ladies and gentlemen. you pay less. Okay? If all your money, you pay less in taxes. But again, many of us will not even open a business. So that's the website for all of you who want to buy the book. You can go online. It will be shipped to you anywhere in the world. Billionaire, stevector.com/billionaire habits. Go there and buy the book. Number 2, if you're ready for number 2, type I'm ready. Number 2 reasons why Africans in diaspora do not become millionaires and billionaires. Number 2 reasons why. Number 2 is because of waste. Can everybody type waste? Come on, talk to me. Type waste. Everybody, I want you to type waste, 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 waste. Okay, type waste. Number 2 reasons why people do not become millionaires and billionaires here is the level of waste. Honestly, it is alarming the rate at which our people waste money in diaspora. I have never seen that type before. I've never seen that type before. I have never seen. Let me say this. If you are poor and you are wearing designers, they are swearing for you from village. If you're a poor man and you are wearing designers, they swear for you. Even whether it's a fake designer or original designer, they swear for you for village. Because is that really what is next on your matter? Is that your priority at the moment? You have, you sold everything you had in Nigeria. You came to the UK. You visited the US. You are in Dubai or wherever in the world you are. Now, you start wasting money. You buy designers. So, I was shocked one day. I will never forget that experience. A lady, she's out of job. And she bought a brand new car. Out of job, you bought a brand new car. The fact that your credit, could still allow that. You don't have a job. Why will you buy a car? Why will you buy a car? I don't get it. And the car is not for Uber. Now, I understand if you buy a car and you're using the car for Uber. That makes sense. Because at that point, the car is an asset, not a liability. But it's insane. It's insanity. Okay? When you now go and buy. So you see people. The reason why many of you in diaspora, how many of you will agree with me? The reason why you are having to live this rat race is because of waste. Okay? It's because of waste. You come to this part of the world, ladies and gentlemen, you will buy a car on mortgage, on a loan. You will pay tax, insurance on the car. You will get a mortgage house bigger than your size. You are just one or two person, you will tell me you are getting a 3-bedroom apartment. For what? 3-bedroom apartment for what? For what? So you are paying car insurance, insurance on your house, mortgage on your house, car loan. You now see why you can't live your life. That's why I said many of us are having to worship the car and the house. Just to impress. Let me say this and write this down. Poor people buy what they don't need to impress people that don't care. Write it down, everybody. Poor people buy what they do not need to impress people that don't care. Your family members in Nigeria do not care. In fact, if anything, they want you to send them money. You will go and get a mortgage that is bigger than your size. You get a brand new car. You didn't tell them that it's credit that you are using. You will even now add student loan on top. Begin to pile up. Many of you in diaspora are owing as much as 30,000 student loan, 40,000 student loan, 50,000 student loan. Who is going to pay that money? Some of us are having to leave debt. The Bible says a good man leave an inheritance for his children's children. Not that a good man leave a debt. A good person does not leave bese for children. If I die today, by the way, I'm not dying. I'm living 120. By the grace of God, I'm living to 120. But if I die today, to the 3rd generation, my children can never be poor again. I have built billions in real estate asset. Billions of naira in real estate asset. And that's what you should do. That's what you should do. Your children should kiss your picture and say, "Mwah! God bless my mother. Mwah! God bless my father. Mwah! God bless my parent." They did not leave liability for me. They left asset. They left good things. They did not pack debt and basic. Right? These are the concepts we need to begin to think of and reason this way. Stop leaving debt for the next generation. And when we ask you, what did you actually do with the money? You can count. Some of you, the next trap some of you do, this is how some of you enter waste. So some waste by buying car that they are not using for Uber. A car that is not bringing money is a liability. It's not an asset. Your mortgage, the house you live in is not an asset. It's a liability. Don't let anybody deceive you with equity. It is the house that you buy and you rent out that is an asset. I taught one of my students, and God bless you, Ezekiah, if you are here, God bless you. I taught this same thing 2 years ago on Facebook about understanding the difference between asset and liability. And I said, look, if you will do mortgage, no problem. Get the mortgage in the right location. Okay? Get a 5-bedroom. Live in 2-bedroom and rent out the remaining 3 rooms. That way, your tenant will be paying for your mortgage. At that point, your house is an asset. But if you are the only one living in the house, it is not an asset, it's a liability, because you are having to pay insurance, pay tax, pay all manner of bills. And anything that takes money away from you is a liability. Anything that brings more money is an asset. So once it's taking money away, it's a liability. So this is my student, listen to me. I remember the day I taught this. Some people started arguing. You see, 2 P's you must not have. Everybody write it down. Poverty and pride. You can't have them together. Everybody, I want you to write it down. You cannot afford to be proud and poor at the same time. If you will be proud, have money, sir, low, then you can be proud. But you are poor and you are proud, even God cannot help you, because God says, the Bible says, God resists the proud. God resists the proud. God himself pull down the proud. You can't do it. I was teaching about this. Some people started coming here. What are you talking about? You know, a mortgage is an asset. Instead of you to listen, if somebody turned 1,000 naira to multi-billion naira in 13 years, you should listen to him. He has something to say. He knows something. This is my 36th book. Right? If somebody has written 36 books, he has something. You should listen. Not to be arrogant. Right? This, my student, did it in New Jersey. He got this apartment, right? Down, 3-story. He decided to renovate downstairs, turn it to a 2-bedroom for him and his wife. The 2nd floor, he rented it out, $2,000. The 3rd floor, rented it out, $2,000. Guess, and he got a good location, opposite one of the best hospitals in America. Okay? Now, guess what? The rent his tenants are paying from the year 1, okay, is $4,000, and that's the total for his mortgage, for his tax, for his insurance, everything. You know the beautiful thing? This is the beautiful part of it. In less than 6 months, the property had grown in equity by $50,000. He bought the property for $540,000. Now the value of that property is $590,000. Over $50,000 growth. Okay, 50,000 growth in less than 6 months. Not only that, he will still be able to increase his rent by next year when the economy picks up, when COVID is totally out. He will still be able to increase that rent. So very soon, not only will his tenant pay all for his house, the tenant will also be giving him money to take care of himself. Do you see wisdom? If it's making sense, type wisdom. Come on, guys, type wisdom. If what I'm saying is making sense, just type wisdom. By the way, share this video. Share this video at least 50 times. Facebook, WhatsApp. Let's brainwash our people to getting to know how to build wealth legitimately. I am tired of this poverty rates that we have amongst Africans in diaspora. You have no excuse not to be wealthy in this part of the world. You have no excuse. If you are poor in this part of the world, it's your fault. You have given all manner of excuse why you left Nigeria. I'm not fighting you for leaving Nigeria. No problem. Now you are here. You must make it. Now Now you are in Canada. You must make it. You are in UK. Make it. Germany. Make it. Dubai. Make it. Do something. Make it. Make it. Number 3. If you are ready for number 3, type, I'm ready, I'm ready. Number 3, reasons why Africans in diaspora do not become wealthy. If you're ready, type, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. Come on. I need your energy. By the way, as you're joining, share this video 50 times. Facebook, WhatsApp, LinkedIn, across all social media platforms. Share, share, share. Okay? If you're ready for number 3, type, I'm ready. Number 3, and this is very, very important. Number 3 is lack of ownership. Lack of ownership mentality. Okay? Lack of what? Ownership mentality. And this is divided into 2. Number 1, when most of us are running businesses here for other people, we do not run it like our own. And I will tell you the danger of that. When you don't run another man's business like it's your own, you will never know how to own that type of business. And that's one of the problems. Let me repeat myself again. If you run a business for somebody, if you don't run it like it's your own, you will never know how to run that kind of business for yourself. And that is usually the problem. Now, I'm not saying you should work hard alone. I'm saying beyond working hard, run it like it's your own. Ask yourself, if I'm the owner of this hospital, how will I want to run it? If I'm the owner of this business, how will I want? So beyond working hard, I'm not talking about just working hard and doing what they say you should do. Run it like it's your own, so that you can discover the secret of owning that kind of business. Whatever you do not run like your own for another man, you will never own. That's part 1. Part 2 is that we don't even end up choosing to own. Let me give you an example. More than 25%, okay, of the doctors in America, best doctors in America, are from Africa, majority from Nigeria. More than 30% of the best nurses in America are from Africa, majority from Nigeria. The question is, why do we not have a Nigerian-owned hospital in America? That this hospital is one of the best, but is owned by a Nigerian. Why? Why do we not have a Nigerian-owned? Nigerian-owned. Why? I will never forget Tyler Perry saying this. He said when his mates were fighting, oh, they didn't give me Emmy award. Oh, you know, Nollywood didn't treat we blacks well. He said he used to tell them, say, go and own. Stop fighting over award. Fight over ownership. Choose to own. Today, Tyler Perry owns Tyler Perry Studios. Bigger than HBO. Bigger than Universal Studios. Bigger than Disney. And guess what's happening? All the award they didn't want to give Tyler Perry before, they are giving by force. You know why? All the best movies, including Wakanda, were shot in the studio. When you own it, they have no choice than to recognize you. Anywhere in the world, is the person who owns the real estate that is respected. You that you own, you don't, it's not just that, oh, we have the brains. It's the owner of the real estate that is respected. This is one of the reasons why they don't joke with American Jews. When American Jews get, Jews generally, not even American Jews, in Nigeria, VGC was built by an American Jew. Should I go on? Many of the best estates in Nigeria were built by by Jews, not even American Jews, by Jews. When a Jewish man gets to a place, he doesn't need to be the citizen of that place. What he will be thinking is how to own, how to own, how to own, how to own, how to own. When Africans get to a place, it's how to get the best job, how to get higher salary, how they will pay me well, paycheck, salary, paycheck, 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 certificate, paycheck, certificate. That's all you do. Rather than thinking deeper and say, how do I own the real estate? How do I own the asset? That's what you should be thinking about. How do I own the properties? Let me discover the secrets. Let me go for courses where they can open me up. When I started coming to America, that's what I did. I started going for trainings where they could teach me how to use credit to build wealth in America. How do you do that? How do you do? But many of us is just, hey, get a job, get a job, $20 an hour, $30 an hour, think ownership. Right now, while you are working for your boss in America, run it like it's your own so that you can learn how to be able to create your own. Run it like it's your own so that you can learn how to start your own. If we run the hospitals and think about it, why instead of criticizing, what many of us do, we just criticize. You are in a company, rather than be thinking like the owner. All you are doing is to criticize the owner. Don't mind our company. They charge too much. Oh, they've not paid our salary. Oh, they've not increased my salary all this while. Oh, they just want to use me. Who is using you? Start thinking, no, this is my company. I'm going to run it like it's my own. That is what the secret of Joseph in the Bible. Joseph was in Potiphar's house. He forgot the situation. He didn't bother about that. Yes, the circumstance that led him to becoming a slave was not fair. He didn't bother think about how the brothers didn't treat him well. Many of us, it doesn't matter how you got to America or Canada or US or UK. It doesn't even matter whether you are not yet a citizen. Run the business like it's your own. Be thinking of how does the owner think? How did the owner do it? How did the owner get to this point? How did he get to owning this? Get close to the owner. Treat the owner like he's your mentor so that he can show you what he did, how he did it, the secret of how he got to where he is today. That is the solution, ladies and gentlemen. Think ownership, right? I just left one of my friend's house. And I remember telling him, he was sharing with me how he's just got a good job, how things are doing well with him. And I said to him, it's time to start thinking ownership. It's time to start thinking ownership. I told him, those of you asking how to get the book, I've just pinned it, right? It's been pinned. Visit www.stephenakitayo.com/billionaire habit. Those of you in diaspora, it's time to build wealth. It's time to become millionaires and billionaires, and you can do it. Elon Musk has done it. Several immigrants have done it. They came to this part of the world and they've built real wealth. But how did they do it? They avoided wasting, because we waste a lot. They overcome their fears. And more importantly, number 3 that I shared with you, they were thinking like owners. They were thinking how to own, not just working, just salary earning, making money, higher salary. Think of owning. And when you do that, I promise you, it's a matter of time. You will build wealth. You will leave wealth for your children's children. But the time has come to take our lives serious. Let me wrap up with this. Your personal finance is your personal responsibility. And you need to take responsibility for your personal finance. If you don't like the way your life is going, ask for help. And I'm willing to help you. Okay? But you have to be ready. You have to be ready on your own. And if you're ready, I'm ready. My book is there to help you. My materials, my videos are there to help you. There are several mentorship programs I run, but it's not going to be easy. But it's not going to be easy, trust me. Nothing of value comes easy. But if you take it serious, if you're committed to it, you can become very, very successful. But you have to take personal responsibility for your finance. You have to. It's your business. The government will not make you wealthy. Your boss, the person you work for, it's not his job to make you wealthy. It's your own job to make yourself wealthy. You owe it to yourself to become a wealthy person. You owe it to your children. You owe it to the next generation, okay, to become wealthy. You owe it to them. And when you take responsibility, it's a matter of time, okay? I look forward to seeing you joining me in the millionaire category. And of course, over time, the billionaire category. God bless you. Thank you for joining me. Follow me on Instagram. Dr. S. Akintayo across all social media, on YouTube, on Instagram, everywhere. Dr. S. Akintayo. Somebody say, why can't I get the book on Amazon? It's on Amazon. You can go get it on Amazon. Why not? Feel free. Go on Amazon. The book is there. Okay? So if you want to get it on my website, sure. If you want to go and get it on Amazon, I mean, you know, knock yourself out. So, love you all. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you all. If you have questions, I'm going to take questions for 10 minutes and then I'll shut this down. Thank you. Modupe says more anointing, Dr. S. Akintayo. Thank you. Thank you. Amusa says good talk. But what if you're working for someone? He didn't want to put in your best in the progressing the business. I don't know what you mean by that. Okay, nobody owns a business and doesn't want you to put in your best. Okay, it's only if you don't know what he defines as. He's the owner. He determines what he wants. So you have to be humble to listen to your boss and tell him, how can I please you? I always tell people, don't assume you are pleasing your boss. Let your boss tell you what he or she needs you to do to please him or her. Okay? Not that you will be saying that I think I'm pleasing my boss. Let your boss be the one to judge. It's the same thing with business. It's not you that will say you are good. Let your customer be able to say, you have serviced me well. So when you have a job, you need to understand that your boss is your customer. And it's important that you treat your boss and ask your boss questions about what exactly does your boss want and giving your boss exactly what he or she wants. Okay? Because like I said, it's your boss that can tell you what he or she is looking for. And that's how it's done. How do I raise capital to start a business? Well, you can raise capital to start a business through what we call the first phase. It's called your power base. Can everybody type power base? Power base are your family members, church member or mosque members, friends, loved ones, people you already know. People that know you, they know your story, they know who you are, they trust you, you've had relationship. Another word for this is called social capital, right? Social capital. That's where you start from. After you've used family and friends and all of that to build wealth, you then can go to the general public. Okay, but it starts with your power base. It starts with your power base. Your power base are your loved ones. And that's why I laugh when people don't treat their father, mother, cousin, relative, uncle, church members, colleagues at work, people who know you. If you don't treat them well, you can't raise capital. That's how it's done. That's how I started. In fact, our first estate, I didn't have money to buy it. It was from my power base, one of my students. He said, I have 200 acres somewhere. You are good at marketing. I'll give you 50 acres. You said, pay me back. You see? The man trusted me, okay, that I will pay him back. And he gave me 50 acres. The rest is history today. Okay? So that is how this thing works. You always have to start with the people that you know, the people around you, the people you're surrounding, your network and all of that. That's where you start from. Okay? Next question, and after that, you can then extend it to social capital to other people. Next question is, what business can I start with 200,000? 200,000 is a very small amount of money. And so if I have 200,000 naira, what I'm going to use that money for is to go and look for how to learn about an online business. Because usually online businesses that you can start with little capital. So my first goal will be to go and look for, I can Google 20 internet businesses I can do with zero capital or zero or little capital. I'll first study that. After I've studied that, I'll then Google and research who lives in my country or who is of my type that is teaching that business and is very successful at that business and is mentoring people how to do that business. I'll look for such. Now, I don't mind dividing that money or even pay that entire money to the person, okay, to learn. Because listen, it's not capital you need for business. It's the knowledge. When you have the knowledge, people will give you capital. Let me say this again. Money always follow vision and knowledge. Everybody write it down. Money always move in the direction of vision and knowledge. So once you have a vision and you have the knowledge for the vision, people will give you their money because they trust you. They know you know what you're saying. When we started one of our estates, I would never forget that. It was like a miracle. One of our estates. I stood in front of the estate. I said, we're going to be launching this estate in the next 3 weeks. Okay? And we're launching it for 5 million naira. But if you can trust me today and give me 1.5 million naira, okay, you will get a plot of land in this estate. And it was thick forest. And I stood there. Ladies and gentlemen, in 2 weeks, over 100 million naira was paid for that property. You know why? That was the 6th estate that I was launching. So people saw that I had experience. People saw that I had credibility. People saw that I have the knowledge. People saw that I have a vision. And they put in their money. So money moves in the direction of knowledge and vision. The reason you struggle to raise capital is because people do not think you know what you are doing. People also do not understand the vision you have around it. So they are not going to give you their money. They're not going to do it. Okay? It's just how this thing works. And it's just powerful. Larry says, guess what? I've never listened to you. I've seen your adverts for years around Ogba, Lagos. Now I'm here. Please, give me a link to read about your story. I feel strongly connected. Google that now. Why will I need to give you a link? You should Google it if you don't know my story. Google. Google is your friend. I need you to know that there's nobody God called that is not into business, right? Paul was a businessman. Peter was a fisherman. So I even get surprised nowadays when people say God called them. And they are not in business. It shocks me. Go check your Bible. Everybody God called. They were even in business before God called them. They were busy people already. Unfortunately now, because there are a lot of pastors who are successful, pastoring has become so glamorized. Everybody wants to become a pastor. And many are hearing God calling them. But the reality is that you need to realize that you are even supposed to be running a business before even hearing God calling you. That's usually how it works. But you can definitely combine the two. Most of the pastors you know today own businesses. Many of them don't run it full time, but they own it. Okay? They own hotels, they own real estate companies, they own bureau de change companies, they own manufacturing companies, they own oil and gas companies, they buy shares, they buy stocks, they invest in assets, paper assets, physical assets, precious stones. So you can always do that. All you need to do is save enough money and make sure that the money that you saved, you're able to invest it the right way. But get good mentors. Get an investment mentor. Get a business mentor. The fact that you're a pastor called by God does not mean you don't need business mentors. Okay? You still need a business mentor who will guide you. Jesus had a business mentor, his father. His father taught him carpentry. That was Jesus' business. Okay? Up till the age of 30, Jesus was a carpenter. Okay? And he had a mentor who didn't teach him spiritual things, but taught him carpentry, his biological father. So if Jesus Christ of Nazareth, whom has called you to ministry, understood the need to have a mentor and was loyal. Those of you asking for my book in Dubai, I've said visit Amazon or visit this website, www.stevieakital.com. Order the book on that website and the book will be delivered to your address in Dubai. Okay? Or you can visit our Dubai office. Just type GTEX Dubai. You see our office there. You can go pick a copy. Anyone that works with you, it's fine. So very important that you get a business mentor as a pastor, or you get an investment mentor, and ask them to help you and guide you on how to go about this. With their help, I can assure you, you can build wealth and you can become very, very successful. Absolutely, you can.